Hello, 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 and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream happening every week, usually on Thursdays at 3 o'clock this week. Normally 4 o'clock. I might change the time, but I have an engagement later on today, so I bumped the show up a little bit early today. Hopefully that's okay with you. All right, so welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle. I'm your host, Leslie Klein, and this is where we raise our vibration so that we can thrive because we know that we live in a world of energy. This is we're evolving to seeing the world through the eyes of seeing it everything is energy. And so that's what quantum physics is all about, and that's what living the good vibes lifestyle is all about, is understanding that we are a frequency living in a sea of frequencies. And this is a kind of how we create our reality, by knowing this information. So every week we come together to explore different practical tools that we can use to live with higher vibration, clarity, and intention. And currently, today, we are in the dark of the moon, which is the quiet pause before tomorrow's new moon in the sign of Aries. This is when the universe invites us to reflect, reset, and release. So let's take a breath and settle in, and let's raise our vibration together. All right. So I am streaming live to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So wherever you're watching from, you can comment. I can see your comments, put them on the screen. So please make your comments. Ask your questions, just say hello, tell me where you're watching from. That would be wonderful. So, astrologically, let's talk about what's happening astrologically. Well, we have a lot happening right now because Mercury just went into the sign of Aries, and this was yesterday. And this brings clarity and bold communication. We also have a powerful Mars Neptune alignment, which is activating spiritual inspiration and intuition. And we also have all of the planets in the sign of Aries and all direct right now. So, this is really amplifying the energy of new beginnings as we approach tomorrow's new moon. And I want to say hello to I can't say your name. I apologize, but you're on the screen there. So hello and thank you for watching. All right. Okay. So astrologically, we've got this big new moon happening tomorrow in the sign of Aries as well. So we have all of this energy all of this energy in the sign of Aries. Aries is a fire sign. Aries has to do with new beginnings and a lot of energy. Think of spring. Think of a seed germinating and breaking through the soil. That's the Aries energy. You need all that energy to create something new, to birth something new. And so that's the Aries energy. And the sun went into the sign of Aries back on March 20th, but it will be going into the sign of Taurus next, just in a couple of days, actually. This Sunday on April 19th will be the beginning of the Taurus energy. So we've got this last little bit of Aries energy, but it's amplified. So we have this new moon, and new moons are all about new beginnings. So the way to use this energy is to really get clear on what it is that you want to create. What seeds do you want to plant? What projects do you want to start? What new beginnings do you want to create? How do you want to recreate your life? This is all a part. Um, um, Yes. So I'm looking at the comments real quick, and Rudy is. He says I can call him Rudy. Hello, Rudy, and he is from India. So hello, Rudy in India. I'm wondering what time it is there because I know that's like the other side of the planet. So let me know what time it is. Okay. So and just to clarify, I am not an astrologer, but I do follow the basic information so that I can share it with you and just get a sense of what the energies are, because astrology is a great tool in science and art. But the basic average person can understand some of the general things, general understandings, because everyone is unique and their chart is so unique. Um, I'm talking about generalities when I do these astrological news reports. So, um, when the sun goes into the sign of Taurus, we're going to be shifting from these fiery new beginnings, this energy of Aries. Um, and into grounded growth. So, Taurus is all about growing things and nurturing things. So, this Aries new moon will start to take root as we move into the Aries to the Taurus season. And so, Aries is all about starting something new, and we still have this opportunity with this new moon happening tomorrow. And Taurus is all about nurturing it and growing it. So, we're moving into that season. And yes, there's a lot of overlaps and blending of the energies, but we are transitioning into this new Taurus energy. Uh, and Rudy says from India that it is 12:35 a.m. in India right now, so that's good to know. Wish to reach God. This is what Fatima is saying. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So, as I said, we're in the Aries season, season of new beginnings, courage, and taking action. Um, and because all the planets are moving forward, they're all direct. The universe will support further forward movement, momentum, and progress. So, this is why it's really all of the spiritual teachers are talking about using this time of the month and how it's important to use this energy to your benefit and really be clear on what it is that you want to create, because we've got all the power of the universe behind you to help you co create what you're wanting to do in your life. Um, let's see. And so then, of all the planets that are direct right now, Pluto will go retrograde on May 6th. So that kind of forward momentum of all of the planets starts to change May 6th. So we really are in the intensity of it right now. So let's go from the sun to the moon. And like I said, we're in the dark of the moon. So what does that mean? The dark of the moon is about the 24-hour, 36-hour period before we move into a new moon. And so this is different from what astrologers call void of course. Void of course is when there's periods of time when the moon is moving from one sign into another, and sometimes there's a period of time where there's it's not in a sign, it's transitioning. So that's what they call void of course, which they say is not a good time to do anything important, because it, something may not come of it because it's in the void of course. um, Dark of the moon is a little different. You've heard the phrase, it's the darkest before the dawn. Well, I kind of see the dark of the moon like that too. It's kind of like the last part of the old cycle of the moon. So, this is the time to really digest what you've learned from this last full moon, this last moon lunar cycle, and see what do I need to get rid of? What did not no longer serve me? Really clear the slate for the next new period starting, which is the new moon starting tomorrow. I think it's at 7:52 in the morning. Yes, let's put that there. New moon tomorrow, 7:52, and this is Eastern time, of course. So we are starting this, new cycle. From the new moon to the full moon, which is called the waxing period. Let me see. I've got a couple of comments. Um, okay. So let's move on to what new moons are about. So, new moons are all about starting new projects, new intentions. So, it's very similar to even, Aries season and being in the sun being in the first sign of the zodiac. So, when we look at the moon being also in the same sign as Aries, it's like that, double impact. Of energy, because the energy of Aries supports bold new beginnings, leadership, and stepping into your authentic self. Aries is the phrase that goes with Aries is I am. It's about being your sovereign self, knowing that you're the captain of your own ship and you're responsible for creating your reality, your life, your world. We're not victims here. And we co create with the universe on or you may say God. Different people say use different words to describe the cosmos, all that is, spirit, great spirit. There are many different names, and I'd switch from talking about God to talking more about spirit or great spirit or the universe more universally, because I felt like that for me, sometimes saying God triggers me into the Christian religions that I was a part of. I was in a born again church for 7 years and I was raised Catholic. So I've had a lot of that indoctrination. And when I discovered metaphysics and New Age principles and concepts, I kind of decided to take my spiritual freedom and kind of break away from those Christian thinking. Not that the general ideas of love and light and the good, parts of it, but the other indoctrination and human things that have been added to religion. And I just learned about, that we are sovereign beings and we do co-create with God, with spirit, and it's not a matter of just being a victim of whatever the universe gives us. We actually have a role in co-creating our reality. And when we take our power, right, back, right, from whoever, whether it's, different things in society that we give away our power to, whether it's government or job or the monetary system or whatever it is, we need to take back our power and say, I'm not a victim here. I co-create my reality, and I want to create heaven on earth for me and everyone. So, depending on where we're thinking, will determine what kind of reality we co create collectively. So, anyway, let me see what other. So Rudy, he's asking me, Rudy, where are you from? Well, I am actually broadcasting from Murphy, North Carolina, the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains in Murphy, North Carolina, and this is where I'm at right now. And I also live in Florida, so I go back and forth. But right now, I'm in the mountains of North Carolina. So let's get back onto the show here into what we were talking about, which was the new moon. So this new moon is happening tomorrow, and in a little bit, I am going to lead us in a guided visualization to kind of help us clarify what seeds do we want to plant during this next new cycle. All right, let's move on now to UFO and UAP disclosure. So let's take a moment to check into what is happening in the world of disclosure of UAPs or UFOs, depending on what you would want to call them. Um, Last week, the members of Congress demanded from the Pentagon to release dozens of classified UFO videos from the Pentagon, and this was done by Representative Luna. And she had a deadline of April 14th. Well, April 14th came and went, and they did not get the videos, kind of as they expected. And she accused the Pentagon and their staff there of kind of playing some games. But she's very firm on getting these files. They know what the files are, they just have to be released. So she's definitely going after these 46 different videos and several classified files that she knows exist, and she's determined to get that. Another thing that's happened is that Representative Jared Moskowitz, who's also from Florida, he kind of generally is calling for two more hearings about UAP issues. One to address this issue about the stalling that the Pentagon has been doing with Representative Luna's request for these. Okay, I think I'm back. Yep. I froze there for a minute. So this is going to be fun trying to put the show back together again. All right. So where were we? Sorry about that. Yeah, I froze on my end, so I just had to reboot everything. So we were talking about astrology. We were talking about UFO disclosure. And okay, so back to UFO disclosure and Tim Burchett. So a couple legislative things happening. Um, Tim Burchett filed a bill to actually defund Arrow. Arrow is the office out of the Pentagon that Congress made responsible for investigating all of these whistleblower reports, but they've actually been corrupt. So now Burchett is having them um, is wanting to defund them. So that's, I think, personally a good thing. Um, Here I'm trying to get my UFO disclosure thing back up there. Yay. Okay. Um, and Luna is also working on some UFO legislation, UAP legislation for the whistleblowers and all of this disclosure. And that is, she's working on that. And while Representative Burleson is actually reaching out to the White House, trying to work with the White House to create some legislation. So that was pretty interesting. Other news that's happening in the UAP world is that there's a new movie out and it's on Prime, Amazon Prime. It's called S4, the Bob Lazar story. So Bob Lazar is one of the whistleblowers that's been real controversial over the years. I purchased the movie, but I haven't watched it yet because I just found out about this like in the last 24 hours. But check it out. You can go to my good-vibes.tv um, website, go to Amazon store, or I'll also have a link directly to this movie if you're interested in renting or purchasing it. So anyway, that's out and that's new, and that's all about his. He's an engineer. He worked at S4, which was kind of part of Area 51, and it's has a, if you're he's very kind of scientific type person. So if you like a lot of details and things like that and engineering of the craft and all of that stuff, it's definitely something you'd like to probably like to watch. Another thing concerning movies is that there is a documentary called Sleeping Dog that is expected to be released middle of May, and that features Jeremy Corbell's and his role in bringing forth military filmed UAP footage to the public and even members of Congress. So this is a documentary called Sleeping Dog, and that's coming out. As I get more information on that, I will let you know. And the big movie that's coming out, Spielberg's movie called Disclosure Day. That will be June 12th when that releases. So there's a lot of things happening, a lot of disclosure happening, a lot of things happening in Congress. Also, Dr. Stephen Greer, let me talk about him. Um, he has a 25-year anniversary of the Disclosure Project that he presented at the National Press Club in DC on May 8th back in 2001. So he is doing this 25th anniversary, and it's really going to be important because he has new whistleblowers, new information, and it'd be basically a update, the state of the UAP situation, at this press club. If you want to go personally, you can. They have about 300 seats. It costs about $50, and I think it lasts from 2 to 5 on the 8th. Also, let me see, we have a comment. Uh, okay. Hi, Rudy, you're back. I see that. That's great. Yes, I know my computer froze. Anyway, so let's talk about Stephen Greer. Okay, so that's what's happening with him. He was actually interviewed on Billy Carson's podcast about this, and that was pretty interesting what he shared there. All right, so now let's talk about citizens for disclosure. Yes. So, Citizens for Disclosure. As you know, I am one of the co leads for the state of Florida for the Citizens Disclosure Volunteer Group. We are an arm of the New Paradigm Institute, and there is a transparency pledge campaign that has kicked off and is actually official right now. So, you can go to the newparadigminstitute.org and let's see. Um, and you can actually urge your congressperson to sign this pledge. So here is the link, but I actually I'm going to share the page here. Um, let's see. So again, go to New Paradigm Institute. And let me share my screen here. Okay, there we have it. There's a screen, and let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so UAP Transparency Pledge. So you can actually go to this website, and I'll give you the link in just a minute, and urge your representative to take the pledge. There is a little video here that I want to play that explains it a little bit, but basically, it's for these different Congress people to pledge that they want transparency specifically about UAP. So, here, let me play the video.
For decades, the American people have been told little to nothing by the federal government about UFOs, or what is now commonly referred to as unidentified anomalous. Congress itself has often struggled to get complete answers from the executive branch. The New Paradigm Institute's UAP Transparency Pledge calls on members of Congress to stand for lawful transparency, stronger oversight, whistleblower protections, preservation of UAP records, and responsible UAP disclosure. Ask your U.S. Transparency Pledge and publicly commit to truth, accountability, and constitutional oversight. Visit newparadigminstitute.org to learn more.
Okay, so that's all about the New Paradigm Institute and the Transparency Pledge. So the volunteers we've been calling our Congress people and urging them, telling them about this pledge and urging them to sign it. So here is the link that you can actually go to. That'll take you, either go to newparadigminstitute.org, it's right there, or just use this tiny URL .com/capital GVTV transparency. And that'll take you right to the page where you can actually fill in your information. It'll send 3 letters, 2 out to your senators and 1 out to your representative. And you don't have to be in Florida, anywhere in the country. You can actually do this. So let's now talk about Galactic Good Vibes. So I've been working on a series called Galactic Good Vibes, where I interview different experiencers of the ET phenomenon. And so if you've been enjoying these conversations about consciousness and disclosure and humanity's place in the cosmos, check out this series. And this past week, episode 2, part 3 was released. This was with Kevin Briggs, who channels the Council of Eight, who are 8 different beings, non-human intelligence beings from 6 different ET races. And here is the link for part 3. So tinyurl.com/capital GGV for Galactic Good Vibes, Briggs 3. And then the full episode will air next week. Then we have part 3 coming. So there's a lot happening, and it's so very interesting to learn. I'm not an experiencer. And Rudy, I know you asked me this question earlier. Have I seen any UFO? And I haven't. Not to, I've seen things, white dots and things in the sky, but I'm not sure if they were planes or UFOs or whatever, the ones that were sketchy. So I don't feel, I can't call myself an experiencer yet, but I'm working on it. I'm open to seeing them and interacting with our ET family. So anyway, that's the answer to that. So check out the Galactic Good Vibes series that is out now. Now, another thing I'd like to share with you is about this new free summit that's coming up. And this is the Food Revolution Network's Summit docu-series. And it starts on April 22nd. It goes for 8 days till the 29th of April. And here I will give you the link where you can actually sign up. This is a free event that happens every year, and it's all about eating healthy, eating plant-based whole foods and recipes and different and he talks over 8 days with different experts on health, on nutrition, and shares mental health and heart health. It has each day is a different theme. It's an excellent resource. It's free, and you have 24 hours to watch the replays. So I highly recommend this summit. So check it out, tinyurl.com/, capital GVTV 2026 FRN Summit. And that's how you can sign up. All right. Well, we are getting close to time to do our guided meditation. So, because we're in the dark of the moon, I've got this meditation called Planting the Seeds of a New Self. So, let me get our music started. And I will guide you in a guided visualization. So, if you are driving or operating heavy equipment, multitasking in any kind of way like that, do not do this meditation right now. But if you are in a safe space, please join in with me during this visualization. And you can always come back to this video and watch it at a time that's more appropriate for you. So let's take a few moments to align with the energy of the new moon in Aries. This meditation will help you release the old cycle and consciously plant the seeds for the new one. So, if you can, close your eyes, take a deep, slow breath, and allow yourself to arrive fully in this moment. Take a slow, deep breath in and gently release it. Again, inhale deeply and exhale completely. Feel your body relaxing, your shoulders softening, your mind becoming quiet. Imagine now that you are standing in a vast open field beneath the night sky. The sky is dark because the moon is hidden. This is the dark moon, the sacred space between endings and beginnings. Feel the stillness here. This is the place where creation begins. Now imagine in your hands that you are holding seeds of intention. These seeds represent the life you are ready to create. Perhaps they represent a new opportunity, greater confidence, or a bold new chapter. Take a moment to feel what you are ready to call into your life. Now imagine gently placing these seeds into the fertile earth. And as you do, whisper your intention into the soil. Trust that the universe hears you. Feel the powerful Aries energy igniting within you. The energy of courage, leadership, and new beginnings. See a small light beginning to glow beneath the soil. Your intentions are alive. They are growing. And over the coming lunar cycle, they will begin to emerge into reality. Take one more deep breath and silently affirm, I welcome new beginnings. I trust the path unfolding before me. I step forward with courage and purpose. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room and slowly open your eyes. So I hope that was helpful for you, whether you watched it live or on the replay. And I have to put my show back together since I lost it. But now it's time to talk about the spread of the week. So, the new moon is a powerful time to align with possibility. And let's see what guidance the cards have for us. So, each month I am featuring a different spread of cards and 4 card spreads for the month of April. And so this week's spread actually is called the Path to Clarity spread. So this is all coming out of this book. Oops, I am reversed. So let me fix that real quick. Let's see. There we go. There we can see it. 111 oracle spreads for every day, and this is by Crystal Banner. So you can get this book on good-vibes.tv in my Amazon store. So check this out. This is called the Path to Clarity spread. Mental clutter, distractions, and confusion can often present blockages in the path to clarity. This spread is a great tool for regaining mental clarity and identifying various distractions and concerns that may be holding you back. Use this spread to check in with yourself in moments when the clutter, both physical and work related, is feeling overwhelming. So, the 4 cards are card number 1 represents the current state of mind. Card number 2 represents the source of distraction or confusion. Card, oops. Card number 3 is the action, represents the action to take that will bring clarity. And card number 4, how to sustain the sense of clarity and purpose for the long term. So these are the 4 cards, and this is the spread that she kind of has. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me shuffle the cards and pull the cards for this spread for us. The deck that I'm using is the Wisdom of the Oracle Pocket Deck by Colette Baron Reed. She has a bigger version of these cards, but these are considered the pocket size, which are nice because I have small hands. So I like working with smaller decks. All right. So we're asking Spirit to give us the information that we need right now regarding a path to clarity. So we want to know 4 different cards. So the first one, second, third, and fourth. All right, card number 1, current state of mind. So the card that we have is called Unfinished Symphony, number 10. Unfinished Symphony, card number 10. And let me read the message from this card deck. I find her work to be very accurate. Unfinished Symphony. Let me let you look at the card while I read the meaning. All right. So the essential meanings are unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. So this is the current state of mind. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practical, radical acceptance. Take inventory so that the emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you're leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. So that's totally appropriate because we're talking about the dark of the moon, this end of a cycle and cleaning up those last tying up those loose ends so that we can start the new cycle fresh. All right. So card number 2 represents card of distraction or confusion, or the source of distraction of confusion. And it says why. Source of why. Okay, so this is 31. Why? The essential meanings of this card. Why? Motives, driving intention, the power of knowing the why. Okay. There is great power in understanding your motives right now. The oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience when you think about something, feel it, and then act on it. This invisible why is the life force within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. So, the why, your intention. So, a source of distraction is, or confusion, is not being clear on your why. Sometimes I wake up in the mornings and I'm like, I don't feel like doing this live stream today or this week or whatever task or thing that is I need to do. And I'm just like not feeling it. And I have to go, why are you doing it? What's my why in this situation? It's a great question to ask and to take the time, especially during this dark of the moon, to answer that question. Really go deep within and answer that question. All right. Full screen mode on, please. I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay. So card number 3 now is the action to take that will bring clarity. And so the card we're getting is poised. Number 48, poised. $48. Poised, the essential meaning of poised. Be ready, bringing something to light, being at your best, and confidence. You can be assured that you are ready for anything right now. You know that you know what you need. You know what you need to. Your skills are sharp. You've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge, and you sense a new phase of your life is about to begin. People respond to your confidence and trust you. This is an auspicious time to begin new things. Being ready. Okay. So, poised, action that will bring clarity is being poised, being ready. Okay. That makes sense. Action is being ready. Okay. Card number 4, and the last card here is how to sustain this sense of clarity and purpose for the long term. And look what we're getting. Imagine. Imagine. Sorry, it's card number 20. So let me get that one. So how to sustain this sense of clarity and purpose for the long term. Imagine. Okay, so imagine turning imagination into manifestation, creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and feelings, creativity, illusions. Who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You are gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, you can create it. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver messages of what feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations and imagine these things being real right now. Then repeat. What you imagine will become your belief. And soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. And this is so true. You know, this metaphysics stuff really does work. I have created a life that is beyond my belief at this particular time. Um, so it's amazing, and that's one of the reasons that I share this information. So this path to clarity spread, I think totally was on the mark. And it's just amazing to me how spirit really does communicate to us if we are sincerely asking for those, for the information and, genuinely kind of like a child, innocently just expecting to be provided for, and having that trust and belief and knowledge that we're taken care of by the universe. Um, all right. Well, that was the spread of the week. And again, just go to good-vibes.tv if you want to get this card or this book. So check it out. All right. So now we have come towards the end of the show, and I always love to share with you guys a tip of the week to raise your vibration. Here it is. So, this last week's tip of the week was to listen to music that had positive affirmations in there. So, did you do that? Is it something that you practiced last week? Um, I did. I listened to Cole Adams again and just got that little ditty in my head. And it just, I don't know. I think it's really important to use whatever tools we have to maintain a high vibration, right? So, this week's tip of the week to raise our vibration is to honor the pause before the beginning. So, in our culture, we're conditioned to constantly be doing, right? But the universe works in cycles, and even nature rests before new growth begins. That's what the winter is all about, right? So, today and tomorrow, give yourself permission to journal, meditate, reflect, and release. So we can get ready for this new moon tomorrow in the sign of Aries and kick off whatever it is that you want to create in your world, whatever new projects, whatever new practices, new job, whatever it is. Um, because clarity creates powerful intentions, and powerful intentions create powerful lives. So that is the tip of the week to raise your vibration, honor the pause before the new beginning, and hopefully you will maybe do the meditation again before tomorrow, and even on the new moon. Get ready to plant your seeds. Do the meditation to plant your seeds of intention. All right, my friends. So I want to thank you so much for bearing with me today with all the technical difficulties. Go figure. And remember that your thoughts create your reality. Your vibration attracts your experiences, and together we are raising the vibration of the planet together. So if you got something good out of this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next week, I will see you. Peace out, everyone. Take care.